Welcome to News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery.
We're so pleased to have you visit with us this morning because we have a guest that you're going to want to hear from. Her name is Jayni Whitefield, and she's the Executive Director for the Missions Center for Adult Daycare Services. And we are very lucky to have this facility because there's not many communities that have a place where adults can go for daycare services. And the caregivers of these adults need that badly, as well as those that are being cared for. And so Jayni is going to tell us all about what is available, everything you need to know about the adult daycare services. But before we do, Jayni, I want you to talk a little bit about you and tell us about you and how you got to Missions Daycare Services.
Well, it was by accident. I'm actually originally from Kansas, and I moved here with my husband, and we were both in law enforcement. And I was just recently new to the area and stumbled upon Mission and fell in love with it, and I've been there ever since. So,
and so you have a real heart for what you're doing.
Correct.
And you have to, because this is a ministry in itself. So let's talk a little bit about what's the purpose, what's the mission of Mission Center Adult Daycare Services.
Well, our mission is to provide a safe, secure environment for individuals with disabilities, and that ranges from dementia, Alzheimer's, a cognitive impairment of any sort. And we just provide that enriching, sociable environment for them to come and still live their lives as well as the caregiver and give
the caretaker a little time off.
Correct.
But also to help them to have some socialization.
Correct.
With other people besides who they live with every day.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful concept, and I'm surprised that this is not a concept that caught on a long, long time ago. But most of the adult daycare services came into being within the last 10 years, and then they just have been so well received. But talk a little bit about the history. How did this get founded here?
It was a husband and wife, and they founded it almost 30 years ago, which is amazing that Mission's been around that long. Actually, in January, we're celebrating our 30 years. So it's pretty amazing. It started about 30 years ago, and it was just a small company.
In their house or something.
Correct. And then a couple years later, they got the license to get the medical side of it, and so they could start having clients come to the center and all that. So and the rest is history. It's been around ever since. And
so then it became a 501(c)
Correct.
nonprofit agency, and it has its own board. And is it a United Way agency or?
We are with the United Way. They are one of our big sponsors, both the United Way of Midland and the United Way of Odessa.
So you have a facility in both communities?
No, we just have one facility. It's in Midland, but correct. We serve both Midland and Odessa.
And so there's no distinction if even someone from Greenwood wanted to bring their loved one in. And this is something that we should emphasize. It's just like when I take my little daughter, when I took my little daughter to daycare, when I went off to work, I want to know that she's being taken care of in a safe, clean, healthy environment. And I want the same thing if I take my uncle that I'm the caretaker for, who has Alzheimer's, or my nephew who is 18 but is a paraplegic.
Correct.
And so in any case, you've got a lot of regulatory agencies that check you out to make sure that you are a clean, safe, healthy environment.
Yes, and all of our clients, they're not all elderly. They can be from age 18 and up with all different sorts of disabilities. We even have disabled veterans that come. We have about 7 right now in our facility that come on a regular basis. And if the caregiver cannot get to the facility because they have to be at work at a certain time, we can actually go to the person's house and pick them up.
You have a van that's
correct. We
that's
have
got
4 buses.
Oh, and then you come back and you've got activities, you've got all kinds of things for them to do, but you also feed them a really, really good, healthy lunch. And I think this is a good time to stop and tell where you are and about your facility.
Yes, we just moved to our new facility about 1.5 years ago, and it's at 3500 North A Street in the Claytesta area. We are located in the Midland Shared Spaces building. It's a great facility. We share it with 14 other nonprofits. So our space is the biggest space in the building.
But we have to hasten to say that it was designed specifically for the needs of the adult daycare services.
Correct.
So you've got everything from a room where a nurse can check someone to a place where they can just watch TV or they can play dominoes or
correct.
All kinds of things.
It's a beautiful new facility, and like you said, it's tailored to our needs. We have a beautiful kitchen where our chef and our dietary aide, they cook up all the meals for the clients. And we have a nurse's room, and both nurses perform all their duties there, pass out medications and stuff like that. We have a serenity room, which is my favorite room. It's where if a client with Alzheimer's or dementia, they get agitated in the afternoon, they can just go in there and unwind. And it's just a calming room. There's usually like a nature video on with just soothing music, low lighting, and they can just relax and feel at home if they get overwhelmed.
And that's something you don't think about for adults, but then this is a special population of adults that have special needs. And so, again, one of the things we should say about shared spaces is this was a brainchild of a group of nonprofits, and so it has really got a lot of things that was funded primarily by Abel Hanger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to have to take a break right now. We'll be back in just a minute and continue this conversation.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.